Hello everyone, welcome back to Milkweeds and Roses. Well, it's a break in the rain, so I had to take advantage and definitely give you a little bit of an update in my Zone 5B garden. Things are greening up, the hostas are looking fabulous, okay? They're really taking off, so I'm taking advantage of this break in the rain to do some planting. And nothing like a cloudy day, dodging the raindrops to really motivate you. So let me show you around the garden first of all, and then we're going to plant up some containers. Now I'm really trying hard this year to grow some more vegetables, things that I like to eat. Carrots, potatoes, green peppers, tomatoes, you know, the basics. And a lot of them I'm going to try growing in containers this year, simply because I don't have the space. As you can see, you know, back there behind me, I have a lot of dry shade. There's a lot of root competition. That's not going to work for vegetables you know, for example, like carrots, they need a free root run, deep, loose, rich soil in order to grow. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get lucky with that. So I'm going to try containers. The problem with containers is my little friends, the squirrels. We have a robust and somewhat sassy squirrel population here in this neck of the woods. And, you know, case in point, my roses, my container roses specifically. So they made it through the winter. They were putting on some green. I was starting to transition them from indoors to outdoors, and all of a sudden they just collapsed. The weather was warming up. They were, you know, lightly fertilized on the same schedule that I do before. Same thing with moisture. But the problem, it's like they were being poisoned, because they were being poisoned by little gifts left from our squirrels. Yes, they had stashed some black walnuts deep into those rose pots, unbeknownst to me, of course, because they cover it up so nicely. Cover it up. You can't even see that they've been digging in there until the little walnut, which they invariably forget where they've buried them, until the little walnut starts to warm up and sprout. And that makes the soil poisoned. So the roses started to fail, and it happens fast. I managed to save 3 roses, and that's it, out of the, you know, 6 that I had. So that's a bit of a heartbreak, but lessons learned. If I get roses and put them in containers, I have to put them in the ground before fall comes. Otherwise, you know, if they're out there, even if the weather is conducive, the squirrels will find a way to leave me little presents, and that will, there'll be no way to find it, to just dig down so deep to try to find walnuts and disturb the roots. It's just not doable. So in the meantime, what I've learned when I'm planting some vegetables in my containers is I have to squirrel-proof them, much like I did with my tulips. I'll show you how I do that. But that might be a separate video, so this won't be some long 30-minute long thing. So why don't we get started? First of all, I'll show you some of the containers that I've planted up for veggie crops. Here we go. To begin with, I use galvanized wire, my wire cutters, and the same process that I use for squirrel-proofing my dahlias. I needed some landscape pins, to just hold the wire down. Use some call these landscaping pins, push those in. With that in place, and then I could put a light layer of mulch on top. Now I did the same thing for my carrots. I have 2 different varieties here. I cut the galvanized chicken wire, put in the pins, the hybrid carrots. So I have both baby carrots and black nebula carrots, I believe they're called, in here. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Nice fertile soil. Now I did the same thing where I'm growing some green beans for the first time in this huge container that I've had on the patio. I refreshed several inches of the top of the soil. I put my jardine in place, wrapped it with galvanized wire, and I think that will also help the green beans climb. So I planted these about a week ago, and we'll see how those go. As for my pepper plants and my tomatoes, you see I've got it encircled in the old-fashioned chicken wire. And the same thing with my tomatoes. I've done that. And this is a Valentine tomato, which is new to me, a new variety. That was a seedling that was given to me by a friend in my garden club. So I've never tried that before. I will probably have to transplant this tomato plant once it gets bigger, because I know that's not enough room for an indeterminate tomato to grow. This one can grow all the ways up the trellis. This pepper plant, I've never grown pepper before, but I also put some carrots around the outside, so we'll see how it goes. And my potato bags. We have Norland Red, actually 2 bags of those, and Potato Masquerade, a small little yellow potato. These are just grow bags that I ordered online from Gardener Supply. So basically what you do is you start with the potatoes, seed potatoes, with just like 4 or 5 inches of rich compost, and then as these plants start to grow up, you keep topping them with more soil. And the soil that I use is the discarded soil from my last year's containers. It's spent as far as nutrients, but here at this point, I think all you need to do is just cover, they grow more roots and tubers in darkness. So just keep mounding them up with soil until we're just about to the top here. So I need to put some more soil in there. And I only started these probably, I'm thinking 3 weeks ago. They're here by the peonies that gets full sun. And these I just started just a few days ago. So hope to have a good first crop of homegrown potatoes. And dogs have something to say about everything. Well, they don't miss a beat. If there's something going on outside, they'll definitely let me know. That's it for this episode of Milkweeds and Roses. So much more to do. I hope that you join me. Leave me your comments. Let me know how things are going for you in your gardening zone. Boy, spring is here. Isn't it great? See you soon.